Off we go from Denver. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Let's go now.
A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 1st and 10, Love. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
First down pass. Intercepted. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
Here's 2nd and 10. A man who was lost for the year in Week 4 last season. Here's Javonte Williams. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Now, this defense for the Packers, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Cade York on now for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. York able to send this one through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3's in. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Jordan Love ready on first down here. That one deep for London. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Now a 2nd and 10. Love going to give this one to Jones. Down the right sideline. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. Now this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And inside give to Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing. Love. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Smith. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Ready?
To throw now. Here's Love. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, He's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
Oh, this ball hangs out to the right. It's no good, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. Love, they go play action now. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. They'll wind up losing 3 yards there. The play has had a lead to a second and goal.
52 blaster. Blue check.
Here's a give to Jones running left. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either call pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Drake London, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Marr on for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Next to score, Packers 14, Broncos 3.
Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
But they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Play action this time with Love. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After one, a 14-3 ball game. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Love looking to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown! Drake London with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Packers had 6 to their lead. In the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 2nd down, Wilson. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they got themselves a 1st down.
Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions, That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 88 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it, when you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and there's...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Randy Gregory. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take-that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
And they'll get this down to the 10. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Set. Needle. Drill 3. Ready.
First down, going to the air with Love. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Down.
An incomplete pass on first down. Here's 2nd and goal. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
Broncos 3.
Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd down and 6. In motion goes Patrick. From the shotgun, Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
17 yards. And the Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Here's Wilson. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ready.
The Packer
ready.
offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on 2nd and less than a yard. On play action, Love to throw. They'll roll him out right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Hut, hut.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Love. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Here we go.
2nd and 10.
Blue striker. Black shot. Set.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Love now to pass on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Red cycle. Ready, ready.
Now Love. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
On the double.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Light blue. Hut, hut.
Love. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. The kick by Marr is good, and that will extend their lead even further. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone and tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. In motion goes Patrick. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Ready.
On 3rd down, Love. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Riley Dixon now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
All right.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one goes for 30 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Alert, 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 alert.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Friday, Friday.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Credit the defense there to Quay Walker, getting behind the line of scrimmage before they could rip off any sort of a gain. Now it's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Wilson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And they will remain well behind.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
On the set.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Wait. Let go.
First down, Love to pass. And caught by London. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Ready.
Love now. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Let's go. Hey.
Play fake. Here's Love. Now swing pass for Dillon. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 6. Off the play fake, Love. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. And a good job to get him to the ground quickly right there at the 36-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Devontae Wyatt there for the stop. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Here's Wilson to throw. Throw over the middle, taken in by Dulcich. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. Here's Wilson. This one swung out to Williams. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
12.
In motion goes Patrick. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Switch, yellow.
And here's Jones again on 2nd down. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Throwing. Love. This one swung out here to Jones. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Finding Williams on the check down. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. They go play action with Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 14. That's good for 28 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
36 power. Go, go, go. Screen, eh?
Looking to throw. Wilson. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Cade York on now for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball.
You're handing
out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but I
like where we're going with this. You say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So for Green Bay, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin, sir.